McQuistion for over 28 years, talking about things that matter with people who care. Production of McQuistion is made possible in part by individual viewers, supporters of the Foundation for Responsible Television, the Hatton W. Sumners Foundation, helping to educate the public about the fundamental principles of their democracy and thus be in a position to help formulate public policy. Moss Adams LLP, certified public accountants and consultants, providing industry-smart tax, assurance, and consulting solutions to help businesses and their owners succeed since 1913. The University of Texas at Dallas, creating the future.
Nonprofit organizations are invaluable in America as they provide services that businesses usually don't and that government can't do effectively. But today, they may be at risk due to tax law changes and the changing nature of how philanthropy is viewed. On this program, we'll examine just what nonprofits do, the size of annual giving, the possible impact of the new tax law, and just how philanthropy is viewed by donors today. To help us in this task, we've assembled three true experts. Let's meet them. Starting on my left, Brent Christopher, president of the Children's Medical Center Foundation, where he leads the fundraising team that supports children's health, and they are the local nonprofit pediatric healthcare system. He was CEO of the Communities Foundation from 2005 to 2016. Welcome back, Brent.
Thank you, Dennis. Glad to be here.
And sitting next to you is your successor. His name is Dave Scullin. He is today's president of the Communities Foundation of Texas. And before that, however, he had a real job. He spent 40 years in the accounting side of things with Arthur Andersen and Deloitte. So Dave, welcome to the program.
Dennis, I'm thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to be here with two friends of mine that are very important in this community. And collectively, we talk about some topics that matter deeply to us.
Well, and that's why you're here, obviously. And last, but certainly not least, is Tammy. Tammy Richards is a person who has a passion for growing businesses and nonprofits. She had real jobs too before she got into Volunteer Now, and she's the CEO of Volunteer Now. But prior to that, she served with Texas Instruments as the Vice President of the Educational Technology Division. She was Chief Operating Officer of SMU's Lyle School of Engineering and CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters Lone Star. In addition to that, she has a very difficult job for the last few years as being a trustee of the Plano Independent School District. Tammy, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah. Well, Dave, there probably may be one person watching this program who never heard of Communities Foundation of Texas. So why don't you tell us a bit about who that organization is and what you guys do, and then sort of the changes that you see in giving these days.
Yeah, happy to. And I wish I could say it was only one person didn't know. A lot of people don't know. Some of that's okay because we work behind the scenes. It's not about us, we're servant leaders. By the name Communities Foundation of Texas, we are a community-based foundation. Our roots are in Dallas, but we really have a North Texas-wide focus. Our job is to serve as a hub of philanthropy in this community. And on one side, we build the spirit of giving with donors and have them and offer them funds where they can invest in this community and other places. And on the other end, we work very, very hard with nonprofits to maximize the impact of that giving. We've been around 65 years. We were the original trust fund for the community chest. So if you play Monopoly, you know what a community chest is. And we've been very fortunate to be in Dallas, and the combination of being in North Texas with the growth that's been here, benefited by great prior leadership and trustee leadership, we are now the largest community foundation in Texas and one of the largest in the country. And when you combine that with the fact that we actually have some independent funding for some of our programs like Educate Texas that focuses on statewide education, we have one of the largest scales of a community foundation in the country. We need every bit of it to be relevant here in North Texas with the way this area is growing. To the area of giving, I gave you a slide, and perhaps you can put it up on the screen now. Over the last, I think, 15 or 20 years, what the annual giving levels are. And you can see that line kind of grows steadily. And if you tracked it, it grows very closely to the growth in the economy. So in good years of the economy, that giving goes up. And in soft years like you'll see in the 2007, 8, and 9, giving declines. The most recent year that has been reported nationally is 2016. We'll have the 2017 numbers pretty soon. But that indicated nationally that $390 billion has been given collectively in philanthropy. And I'm happy to say that that Texas gets more than its fair share, in part because Texans love their communities to a very high level, and they give to a greater degree.
Yeah, which is great. Yeah, by the way, you were kind enough to serve on the faculty with us at the University of Texas at Dallas for the nonprofit program that we run there. And it just blows people away about how much Texas, and particularly the southern states, give more than the northern states, which is entertaining in itself. Now, Brett, you watched all these numbers. You know these numbers very well, too. But just as not everybody knows Communities Foundation, I suspect there may be someone, probably not a child or their parents, who doesn't know much about children's health, too. So tell us about that first, and then we'll get into the tax law issues.
Sure. So when people think about Children's, they probably think of Children's Medical Center Dallas, which is the flagship hospital for the system. But Children's Health is a pediatric healthcare system that includes a whole lot of other components. Children's Medical Center Dallas is a big component, but alongside it is Children's Medical Center Plano, which is up near the Plano-Frisco border. We also have a rehabilitation hospital, and we have over 40 locations all across North Texas that provide specialty care and neighborhood pediatric clinics and all kinds of services for kids and their families. Children's is really all about being at the bedside of a sick or injured child, providing the very best care, but alongside that, doing a lot of work in the laboratory to ensure that we are discovering tomorrow's cures that will help us to diagnose and then treat the illnesses that kids are going to face for generations to come. And third, we're working in the community to keep kids healthy where they live and where they go to school, where they play, so that hopefully they never have to come through the doors at Children's. Now, last year, we served 300,000 unique patients and almost 1 million patient visits. So there are a lot of people across this region who come to Children's.
Wow, no kidding. Well, great work, obviously. Give us just a skosh of information about the foundation itself, because that's what you're involved in.
So Children's Medical Center Foundation manages the long-term assets and raises community support for all those components at Children's Health. So for people who want to get involved in supporting world-class health care at the bedside of a sick or injured child, we're there to help make that happen. But we also work with donors and partners across the community who want to invest in research, who want to invest in community health. We facilitate all of that for the greater good of the children who live across North Texas.
Okay, good. I like that. I'm going to come back to the tax law thing. I want to get Tammy in right now because it fits with what he's talking about. So there may be even 4 people who don't know what Volunteer Now is. So tell us about that and then the exciting things that you're working with, especially the software.
We like to brag that we're 47 years young, and so we were originally the Volunteer Center of North Texas, and about 4 years ago we wanted to indicate how forward-looking we were, so we renamed Volunteer Now. Last year we actually mobilized 135,000 volunteers. They help 3,000 local nonprofits. So if it's a nonprofit that's doing good in our community, arts, education, animal welfare, health, we help them. And so we provide the free workforce that the volunteer opportunities deserve and need. I think last year it was 1.5 million volunteer hours were given, and that has a $37 million economic impact. That's that much money that nonprofits don't have to spend on labor, and they can spend on other parts of their incredible mission. And the way we do that now to mobilize 135,000 people is we've got some great matching software that was developed with the assistance of Lyda Hill. And so that's actually changed the game for us. There's no way we could have done that many volunteers before.